Can he fly high, or is he going to flame out? Oh, that's the peak. We've already peaked, guys. Sorry about that. It's all over from here. So we are seeing both players open up with a gateway. Normally, that would be a definite given. But today, in this day and age, with the super battery, with the battery overcharge, I've seen a few players very successfully get away with a Nexus first in PvP. So it's no longer a given in this matchup. We do have a very early probe scout coming down from Firefly. And is he just... No, okay, he is going to go 2-gate. Okay. I was wondering if he might try and use the scout to go for like a 1-gate expand. The thing is, even if you know that your opponent's opening 2-gate, like, that doesn't really help you. They can still like pop down a proxy robo, and you're going to have a terrible time defending a Nexus regardless, unless you can prevent that actual proxy robo. But it is going to be the 2-gate on both sides, so nothing crazy coming down just yet. Now, it is important to note that we do see Firefly with a little bit more gas income, and we're already starting to see it spike just a little bit higher than his opponent. And we'll have to see what that is for. That could be for, a quick Stalker Sentry, or it could possibly be for double Adept into Stargate Opener. But it is going to be double Stalker coming down from Firefly, and Jieshi electing to go for that double Adept. Of course, the 2-gate Adept has the potential of getting a lot of damage done. If your opponent does not build that shield battery or pylon in time to block a shade through, it can cause a lot of carnage. But in addition, it forces your opponent to keep a probe there, so it's a little bit of lost mining time just by virtue of going for that build. I like the pylon there from Jieshi, just spots where the first 2 units are. And on the other side, Firefly going for the same thing. He will see its double Adepts, and he is going to lose the probe, but he keeps those Adepts at home for a little bit. And interesting, it's going to be double Stalker follow-up once again, so 4 Stalkers versus 4 Adepts. And we will be seeing a pretty quick expand from Jieshi. He is now sitting on quite a bit of gas. So actually, both players, quite a bit of gas so far. These 2 Stalkers are making their way across the map and looking like they're going to put on a little bit of pressure. Adepts... With 4 Adepts versus 2 Stalkers, the Adepts will win. It's just a numbers game at that point. And shading forward, he's going to get some nice shots here. Already knocking out the shields here. If he can shade forward once again, he will look to maybe get a kill. But with 2 more Stalkers coming up, ooh, he hides them in the back. However, the shades are canceled anyways. Knows that there is the possibility of reinforcements. And, well, at the end of the day, Jieshi ends up technically getting no real damage as... Oh, you know what? He had the watchtower anyway, so he was big chilling. We are seeing a probe move out here. This could just be for a regular proxy pylon, just warping a couple of depths at a time and send them into the natural, see what you can get done. Actually, is this going to be like a couple of proxy pylons? He does need a pylon pretty shortly. He will be supply blocked in a moment. It is going to be Twilight Council as the first bit of tech for Jieshi. And, well... He's got 8 Adepts right here. And if you don't build like a Gateway or Cybernetics core right here, you can... oh, look at that. Ha. Immediately already starting that Gateway just to get lots of HP. But if he were to not go for that, he could find himself in big trouble real quickly, because 8 Adepts can actually gun down a pylon or a shield battery extremely quickly. But not going to be the case here. Now, ooh, we do see this double Adept from Jieshi popping in here. Does pick off a probe. And, oh, he will get into the main base. Looks like Jieshi was looking on the other side of the map. Firefly is going to pick off a couple of probes here. But with the quick warp in of Adepts, it won't be too bad a damage. Probably 4, maybe 5 probes. Oh, doesn't get that last shot. Just going to be 4 probes here. Enough Stalkers, by the way, to go after these Adepts. And we'll be able to pick one off. Nice micro from Firefly. Oh, this probe has to build the pylon. Actually, with how late that pylon was, I would not have hated a commit there. Instead, though, he will cancel the shade, turn around, almost gets a Stalker. And behind all this, it is Resonating Glaives and a Proxy Dark Shrine and the Proxy Gateway. This is looking pretty spicy right now. Meanwhile, Firefly is getting Blink, but the robotics facility is very late, just now starting up. He's going to need to get an Observer out post-haste to have any chance of holding off these DTs. This is so weird. I'm so used to European-style PvP where players don't get this aggressive on such a low production count, like low gateway count. It's usually, you know, a little bit of pressure, and sometimes you'll see a poke with the first units, but this was a very, very fast Resonating Glaives follow-up. We are seeing a Forge come down as well, so it looks like Firefly is looking to go a little bit more into that macro game, and we do see him adding on a couple of gateways here. But already that 3-gate setup is ready for Jieshi, and the Robo is not yet done. It is about to finish up. Already the DTs are here. Oh, these Adepts, are they going to try and break through the gateway? No, they're not. 3 DTs could be carnage. No Observer start out. There we go, and it is going to be chrono boosted out. Now, the DTs are already in on top of this. They can go after these probes. The gateway is being built up. Nice force. Oh, beautiful force field to help protect the probes. And, well, other side of the map, Jieshi has lost 9 workers himself to an Adept run by from Firefly. Firefly is trying to hold here, but the gateway will get broken down. DTs will get taken care of as the Observer pops out, but Resonating Glaive Adepts are in the mineral line wreaking havoc. Now, Blink is done for the Red Protoss player, so he can start to track these units a little bit more effectively. But, well, he's already taken a lot of Stalker losses here. His +1 is finished up, so this is not the end of the world. Oh, Blink on top of the recall. We'll grab 3 of those Adepts, but the majority of them do get out. At the end of the day, units lost is, well, it's pretty even, but the worker count is a little bit up for Jieshi. However, this kind of exposed Dark Shrine and Warp Gate are kind of, well, it's a little bit of a weakness right now. And looks like Jieshi was also a little bit quicker to restart that probe production. He's now up 10 workers. This is a big scout, though, finding this. And even going to find the probe as well. That's pretty nice. Now, once again, that +1 weapons is way further along for Firefly. Jieshi, well, these Adepts are they're not going to be able to contest this this kill. And the Dark Shrine will go down. That gateway, at this point, it's just a paperweight without being powered up. But still, means he can't repower that. Ooh, these Adepts are looking to shade forward. Blink will take care of that. No, not quite getting the Hallucinated Phoenix. And it is going to see that third base. And, well, that may cause a reaction here. Oh, that's a big shade forward. Already 5, 6 probes going down. Make it... Well, looks like it's just going to be 6. Recall is on cooldown. So these Adepts will get taken out. However, they will grab a couple more probes. Oh, that sentry? Yeah, that sentry's going to stay alive thanks to the shield battery here. Now, Jieshi looks like he did lose a couple of probes on the other side of the map as well, but that still came out favoring Jieshi quite a bit. He is up 10 supply. Now, that third Nexus, if that can come online and be active for a couple of minutes, would be pretty good for the Red Protoss player. Would allow him to really come back in this one. However, this is a bit of a scary force. Jieshi with a good number of sentries. He does have Blink of his own and Warp Prism as well. And he is going to commit hard. How many gateways is he on? 7 gateways right here. And, well, with this this Observer is so well placed. It sees everything. And, well, that will get taken out, but that is going to let Firefly know to go ham on shield batteries. Already building to a third one now on the way. Can buy some time with the force fields here. There is no Immortal out, I don't believe, for Firefly, so he's going to have to rely pretty much on pure +1 Blink Stalkers. Grabbing +2, or is he... Wow. That is bold right there. Now, he does have a battery overcharge, and that is going to help out so much, but 2 Immortals, that's going to be really difficult to contend with. He's going to have to focus on the force fields to try and keep those Immortals penned back. And, oh, this Warp Prism getting a little bit too far forward, but not too bad. Force fields from Jieshi are actually doing a great job. However, now he's kind of pushing up into a concave, and that was a really nice defensive fight for Firefly. And now Firefly, he's even the worker count. He's in a decent spot. Big Blink forward. Oh, my goodness. And force fields, there were none left for Firefly, and Jieshi pouncing on that opportunity. However, battery overcharge will get popped, and it is going to help a lot to keep these Stalkers alive, but the Stalker count really favoring Jieshi at this point, and those 2 Immortals adding so much DPS. Units lost does favor Firefly, but that's not going to matter if he dies right now. Oh, wow. Big blink forward. He's going to grab one of those Immortals. Focus firing the second one. Oh, it stays alive with 13 HP. Now, the first Immortal of Firefly does pop out, but Jieshi has it taken out so quickly. A third Immortal pops in, and that is just going to be too much. Team LP's Jieshi is going to take a 1-0 lead in this best of 3. And kind of a crazy game, all told right there. And, well, we are going to get into Ice and Chrome here in just a moment. What a weird game 1. The Proxy Dark Shrine. You had that 3-gate Resonating Glaives Adept that didn't get much, but then all of a sudden it seemed to come online in a big way. And we're just going to get into this second game here. Oh. And Ice and Chrome. I have to assume that was a very prepared build from Jieshi there. Very interesting. I've never seen so much aggression on just a very simple early push. Like it really, yeah, kind of mind blowing. Yeah, no, I'm super not used to that style of PvP there. And we are about to be getting into game number 2 between Jieshi and Firefly. Ice and Chrome is the map. And Jieshi looking to advance on into the winner's match here. Firefly looking to send it to game number 3. And, well, hopefully bring it back. All right, here we go. Spawning down in the bottom left position of the map. It is representing Dragon Phoenix Gaming, Firefly. And his opponent spawning up in the top right, going up 1-0 in the series. It is the Red Protoss player. Give it up for Team LP's Jieshi. And I want to really give credit to Firefly in that last game. He did an exceptionally good job of sneaking in those double adepts. I think 3 separate occasions he got into the natural expansion while an attack was coming in, and that's pretty good. That's really nice. Now we're not seeing a very quick scout from. Actually, I guess we are. I guess it's Gateway Scout is pretty quick in this matchup. So Jieshi moving his probe across the map is going to try and make sure there's no, I guess, cannon rush or proxy gates. I wonder if Jieshi is a little bit maybe more known for that on the Chinese ladder. Well, we have Jieshi taking a look at the natural as well, making sure there's no cannon rush. At the end of the day, both players are going to be opening up double gate. So no craziness here. First thing to kind of look for is that gas count. Now, it didn't really come into play last game. We didn't see any extremely quick tech buildings. But, you know, it doesn't mean that that won't be the case in this game. And for now, their gas counts are pretty similar. Jieshi with just 1 probe less mining gas. And we are seeing, you know, 8 gas, 12 gas difference. But that's pretty negligible. It's not a massive difference at this point. And, well, this time, it is going to be the same thing from both players, double Adept and double Stalker. I wonder if this is going to be a repeat of game number 1 here. Oh, look at this, a cheeky shield battery to block in that probe. Meanwhile, we have Firefly preventing Jieshi from throwing down the pylon to see what's up. Shield battery will get canceled, but these Adepts are going to be able to kill this probe. I mean, it's at the end of the day, it's 25 minerals for a kill on a unit that's 50 minerals. So, in theory, it's worthwhile. Now, a real cheeky move would have been a little recall from Firefly right there, just to save that probe. That would have been absolutely hilarious to me. Now, we do see these this double stalker. It is going to make its way across the map. Ooh, and it's going to find the double adept. And this is a great situation for Firefly. And he will pick off one of these adepts. Does take some hull damage on the stalker, but super worthwhile to confirm the kill there. And he even saw the probe wanting to move out, and that probe was sent back home. And behind all this, it was a double sentry setup, so not exactly the fightiest units. And, well, shield battery is finished up at the natural, so even against 4 stalkers, it will be a little bit tricky to get, or, well, 4 stalkers might have a bit of a difficult time getting anything done. But if he can get some damage on that shield battery before the 2 additional stalkers pop out, not really going to be the case here. He gets some of the shields down, but, well, I mean, a second battery was forced out. Ooh, the force fields will get one of those stalkers. So that's, that helps even things up a little bit. Still, not too bad for Firefly. He's got to be pretty confident in his opener so far. Going for the Fast Twilight Council and another Fast Forge. This one even quicker than game 1, though, before his first Nexus is even finished up. Jieshi going for the slightly safer Robotics Facility. And he's going to be throwing down his own Twilight. But that Forge, it means that it will be a little bit later. So should it go to a later macro game, you know, Firefly will have that upgrade timing lead. But we saw in game 1, Jieshi did not care at all about the upgrade, and well, he just went for it. And to be honest, I do feel that Firefly could have held it if he were a little bit more picky with his force fields, but that's such a difficult push to hold, especially when you don't have any of your own immortals. And he really did feel like he had to make up a deficit in economy. And once again, we have Firefly with this cheeky little pylon. I do like that placement. It's, well, for one, he can see anything that might come towards it with this watchtower that he's holding with the probe. And additionally, it's just real close to the third base and natural. It looks like we're going to have a similar little, similar-ish little setup. Are we going to see maybe Jieshi put the pylon right here and then warp in adepts across the chasm? That would be kind of neat. Yeah, that's what it looks like he wants to do. Oh. Oh, okay. Okay, I guess he wanted it so he can warp in right here and make sure that he's absolutely good to do so. Adept will come in and scout the third base of Firefly, so a nice little scout for Jieshi. Meanwhile, well, Stalkers will clean up this Adept. Meanwhile, we do have Blink finishing up for Firefly. Jieshi started up his own forge, but as the prophecy hath foretold, there is a pretty big disparity in terms of timings right here. And if we see Firefly go directly into his +2, well, Jieshi's going to be a little bit... he's going to be quite behind on that, actually. And speaking of behind, his Blink's not done, and Firefly's is. The +1 attack is done as well, and this may be a cancel on this third base. Double Adept trying to sneak by, and this is actually just going to be a sacrifice. Yeah, he's not even going to try and contest this. And Double Adept does pop on it into the natural. We're going to see a couple of probes go down. Only 2, though. Not too bad, but that's still a very successful push. And there we go. +2 attack started up behind us. The gateway explosion is coming down. Now, there is this dark shrine. And, oh, man. Look at these guys really just not even caring about the watchtowers. They're like, my opponent won't check this. And you have it on both sides. They're just so confident about that. Now, the Observer has actually found this pylon, but we don't have Jieshi scouting this dark shrine. And, well, a couple of DTs are coming in. Are there Observers? There is one Observer for Firefly. It is in front of the natural. And that's a shield battery, not a cannon. Ooh, okay. Wow. Looks like a DT drop coming into the main base. 4 probes going down. Meanwhile, DT in the natural and the third. Oh, man. This just went from a great situation to an absolutely terrible one for Firefly. Jieshi finding 16 probes right here, and the damage is not done. So much lost mining time. Oh, my God. Look at that income graph. Cannon will finish up, but it is not going to be enough to actually kill the DT. At the third base, a pylon goes down. How many DTs have gone down? 2 of the 4 that were sent in. This last one will escape, and it can go home and join up with a friend of his, and maybe turn into an Archon. But well, Firefly doesn't want to let him go. With all of this, by the way, with 19 probes going down, worker count is not that bad for Firefly. He's only down a couple of probes, and he does have a triple Nexus. So with both players going great guns, yeah, it's already pretty much identical in terms of eco again. And that +2 attack still quite far ahead for Firefly. So even with Jieshi finding so much damage there, I don't know if it's actually enough. What is the Archon count, by the way? Both of them are at 1. We did just see another Dark Templar warp in for Jieshi, as well as another High Templar warp in. So there is still a very small lead for Jieshi. This Archon count is actually going to start to get a little bit out of hand. And Archons in PvP can oftentimes be world beaters. Ooh, this is a great scout with this hallucinated Phoenix. It is going to see this army moving out, but +2 attack will be finished up for Jieshi in time for this push, and that is going to even the upgrade count. So Firefly not going to be able to take advantage of this superior upgrade setup. I do like the shield batteries warping in, but this is just a massive army from Jieshi. He's up 20 army supply, hallucinating a couple disruptors and a Colossus. Now, the concave is nice, but it's just way less units. Oh, man, these Archons need to join the fight so desperately right now. And if Jieshi actually gives him the time to get these Archons out, this could make a big difference here. Shield batteries are online. They do have battery overcharge, and Blink on top of one of the Immortals takes it out, but very slowly. War Prism from Jieshi is doing its best to keep these units alive, but it gets targeted down by Firefly. And Firefly, thanks to that battery overcharge and those 2 extra Archons that were able to be warped in, he may be able to hold and just take this game, send it to a game number 3. What a great defensive hold, but Jieshi, with a timing of about 10 to 15 seconds before those Archons finished, he could have gotten in there, and he could have probably ended the game, but Firefly getting the breathing room that he needs, getting those shield batteries up, and getting that battery overcharge was all he really needed to come back in this one. Ooh, big charge lot run by coming in at the third base. Only a single cannon. Recall will come down. How many units are recalled? Enough. Plenty of units, and the shield battery, well, it's not going to keep the cannon alive indefinitely, but it will keep it alive long enough to ensure that no probes go down. I think just 1 Stalker, maybe. And 1 Stalker for a recall and 6 charge lots. Yeah, I think you take that trade. Now, this just cannot be held. There is battery overcharge for Jieshi, but he's down 40 army supply. He's down 6 Archons to 2. And, well, there are DTs here. So, ooh, okay. Where is the Observer, actually? Oh, boy. It is not with the army. And, okay, there we go. An Observer popping on in. We are seeing a blink forward in the snipe on the Observer. Now these DTs can go to work. There is another Observer on the map. Where is it? It is in the third base mineral line. And, well, I misspoke. This is a great scenario for Jieshi. Now, +3 weapons does finish up for Jieshi. Oh, there we go. Finding this Dark Shrine is actually really quite annoying. I like targeting down the pylon first. In case that was a supply pylon, you know, you've prevented your opponent from maybe supply block them just a little bit quicker. No +3 attack, by the way, did come down for Jieshi just yet. So even with that hold, he is still quite far behind. Still 20 army supply behind. And now both players have taken their 4th base, but Jieshi just started to take it. And we are seeing the 4th base of Firefly finishing up right now. And Even +1 shield starting up. We got charge well on the way. Of course, it is done for the red Protoss player Jieshi, but he is behind on eco. He's behind in army supply. He's behind in upgrades, and he's falling further behind in the upgrades. Now, disruptors can be world beaters. They can absolutely change the game. 2 disruptors will kill an Archon. 2 disruptors will kill an Immortal. 1 disruptor will kill everything else in the Protoss army. It is tough to deal with disruptors, to say the least. Firefly, by the way, building 4 probes of his own at a time and going into double robo disruptor himself. And I do like this quite a bit. Regardless of the state of the game, when you get up past 3 bases in oh my god, that's so many Archons. 11 Archons? Are you serious right now? It's just a ridiculous number. A couple of probes will get picked off as they awkwardly try to mine at the newest base. Now, this is a great concave for Firefly, but Jieshi with some nice disruption purification novas. However, he does not kill any of the Archons. He just gets a lot of the shields taken out. But he's doing a good job of keeping his disruptors in the back. And, well, Firefly's got to be very careful about not overcommitting here. Now, Jieshi is going to lose his 4th base. And Firefly, well, all he has to worry about is this single DT swiping at a gateway. And there we go. Observer comes back, not even going to take out a Zealot or the gateway itself. And, well, once again, this is a great scenario. And look at this drop coming in from Firefly. He's going to depower 3 gateways. Oh, and there's another Artosis pylon in the back. 2 pylons, 7 gateways. Oh, is he going to go for it? Oh, he's teasing me. He's teasing me. Can you believe this? Now, he will go after this cannon, but the Blink is going to come forward. It's actually going to take out these Archons and all of the Zealots, and even the War Prism going down there. So a little bit of a missed opportunity from Firefly, but he still got decent little damage there. 8 probes went down, and he's now up 16 workers. And I'm thinking we're going to see a pretty all-in-ish push come our way here. 7 Archons have gone down to just the 2 of Firefly, by the way. But disruptors can change everything. Even a 5th base being attempted right here from Firefly. Ooh, nice zoning disruptor coming out from Firefly. Jieshi, he's got all of his disruptors really, really clumped up. Now, that was 2 of the 3 shots. The 3rd disruptor just now joining up. Please sacrifice this base, Firefly. Do not go out trying to hold a base. A 5th base when your opponent is only on 3. Ooh, nice disruptor shot from Jieshi. Will take out one of the ones from Firefly. Firefly does lose that without canceling. Now, this disruptor shot not going to whiff on both sides. And we will see another run-by attempt coming by from Firefly. And Jieshi with the battery overcharge. This cannon staying alive for just a ridiculous amount of time. Ooh, nice disruptor shot. Will grab one of the Archons. And that is enough to combo with the second Big Daddy disruptor. And that is going to be a dead Archon right there. And ultimately, this will be a hold. But he had to use a recall. He lost an Archon. And, well, he really is more and more all in with each passing moment. How many disruptors? 6 for Firefly. And, wow, 8 for Jieshi. So Jieshi does have theoretically more opportunities to get something done. Nice disruptor shot, actually from both sides. I think they killed 1 disruptor each right there. Yeah, so it's now 5-7. Oh, wow, they like derped into each other. Oh, that was a big, very aggressive blink. If Firefly had realized that. Oh, he walks into, Jieshi walks into a disruptor shot right there. Man, they both are a little bit careless. Oh, 2 disruptors going down right there. And I talked about it earlier, clumping up your disruptors. Jieshi is really putting himself in harm's way, but he is also giving himself an opportunity to win a game that he really has no business being in anymore. Oh, a couple of disruptors. They are going to find the army mostly pinned against a wall, but they don't travel far enough. However, huge disruptor shot. I believe that was 3 disruptors of his opponent going down right there. And that is most of the wind out of Jieshi's sails. Only 2 disruptors left with this army. Oh, and it's about to be just 1. And that disruptor Oh, man, excellent control from Firefly, and he is looking super poised to send us to a game number 3. Big Blink forward will go after Colossus, but the Disruptors are going to wreak havoc on these Blink Stalkers. Oh, man, and Jieshi will have no choice but to tap out, and we are going to game number 3. Very well played from Firefly, and I do appreciate the patience. At first, I was very concerned that he was going to try and contest the third base there. Or sorry, fifth base. But he did make the very mature decision of sacrificing it. And, well, it probably saved him. If he had tried to hold that, he did not have the disruptor count to really do so. He was controlling his disruptors a little bit better, but that wouldn't have mattered if one of the 5 disruptors had scored a massive hit on his army. And always a big concern there. And we are about to get into game number 3. All right, so we are about to get into game number 3 on Death Aura. Death Aura, the last map. Neither one banned it, but neither one picked it. And, well, let's see if either of them has what it takes here. And we are about to get into it here. Death Aura, of course, featuring those funky little acceleration zones, those fun little spots in the middle of the map. Kind of neat. And we are getting into it right now. Here we go. Spawning down in the bottom right position of Death Aura, it is representing Team LP, the blue Protoss player, Jieshi. And his opponent spawning up in the top left position of Death Aura, it is the red Protoss player from Dragon Phoenix Gaming. Give it up for Firefly. Firefly with some really nice play there. And it seems like he does have a much more comfortable feel in the macro game of PvP. In game number 1, of course, Jieshi did get very far ahead with those DTs, with the constant run-bys from those Glaive Adepts. Even though Firefly was getting good counterattack damage, it did put Jieshi in a very strong position. But in game number 2, even after the DTs killed so many probes, Jieshi was not that far ahead. He was only up like 5 workers, and that just goes to show really how great of a job Firefly does at, just producing workers. Just a really solid performance overall. Now, for the 3rd game in a row, neither player wanting to go for that Nexus first. It's okay. We can't all be crazy NA players here. Some of us have to be respectable Protosses. Once again, Firefly going with the fast-ish 3 probes on gas, and Jieshi just kind of rallying into them over time. Now, if we see a double Adept and a double Stalker opening once again, well, there you go. Double Adept and double Stalker. Looks like these players are very, very comfortable with their initial openings, at least the first 2 units. Now, I do believe that every game Firefly has gone for 4 Stalkers. Jieshi trying to block that pylon from going down. And Firefly getting it down on the other side. Okay, there we go. We do see this pylon pop on out. Stalkers will... well, they're just going to pop on across the map. And, of course, with these acceleration zones, they do zoom extra gallopy. Look at that. Look at those bad boys go. They are just absolutely ripping a trail. And they're going to be able to partially catch up with the probe at least. Oh, is it going to get home safely? Probius. Oh, trying to go for a cheeky turn here. And will actually get led away. And, well, shield battery in the natural is going to get picked away at. But we'll stay alive for now. We do see this double Adept trying to poke forward here. It is a double sentry follow-up for Firefly. And even a third sentry coming down. So he's going to have a lot of hallucination potential. Adepts will just shade on out of the natural just to try and avoid the stalkers that could be coming home. Meanwhile, it is that double Adept, double Stalker, double Sentry setup for Jieshi here. Firefly, oh, is he going to be able to get a kill? No, no kill. But he will be able to get a little bit of that hull damage. And once again, Jieshi going with this cheeky pylon. And is this going to be for proxy DTs once again? He does have this Twilight Council coming down. So does Firefly. But Firefly seems a little bit more comfortable, yeah, in that more standard blink play. Now, we will see in just a moment if it is going to be proxy DT. He does have a good amount of gas. No, it is going to be blink, but it is going to also be proxy Dark Shrine here. This is pretty bold. This is pretty bold indeed. And a couple of Stalkers will find the double Adept on the left side of the map here. And they're going to be able to pick it off no problem. Now, I wonder if Firefly noticed that the probe went to the right. And if he did, he should be aware of this. He is going to go for this fast forge once again. Now, robotics facility, the timing has to be very, very... Oh, look at this. Oh, man, the hallucinated Phoenix is hunting around. It sees the probe. It sees the pylon. Does it turn around? Oh, man, this probe could be the absolute MVP right here. It has successfully drawn the attention of the hallucinated Phoenix away from the Dark Shrine. Can you believe it? Now there is a robotics facility starting up, but it is not anywhere close to being done in time. This Dark Shrine is about to finish. Now the closest pylon will go down, but Jieshi is still going to be able to warp in at least one DT. He doesn't actually have much gas. So this may not be as effective as it potentially could be. But, oh man, this DT will take a long time to warp in. And the robotics facility is not quite done. Almost, though. Now, oh man, Firefly, I don't think he sees the shimmer. I don't think he knows about this. And he is going for, okay, there we go. He does see the Dark Shrine now. And he is running back home with his army's tail between its legs, trying to get back in here as quickly as he can. Walls in the main base, and going to pull these probes onto the extractor to try and keep them alive, or simulator, I should say. Now, already 2 probes have gone down, but the observer is about to pop out. Force fields, it probably kept a 4th probe alive. Oh, wow. Watching a Dark Templar warp in at a slow warp in pylon is pretty comical. Now, end of the day, I would say this was quite good for Firefly. Jieshi committed a lot to that, and he did not get much value out of it. Now, there is another DT here that could pop on in to either the third base or potentially even the natural. We do see a bit of a supply block coming down from Firefly, but Firefly, well, he is looking to deny this base, and I don't see any way that Jieshi can prevent this from going down. He is going to warp in a DT, but there is an observer about to join up with the army. And that DT actually did not finish warping in as the pylon was taken out. So this is going to be a kill. And even that Dark Templar that just got warped in, that's going to go down for free. Now, a couple of DTs will try and make their way into the natural, get a bit of return damage. Oh, Observer even going down, so there's no opportunity for Jieshi to go for an Observer snipe himself. Now, he does have an Immortal popping out and this battery overcharge, and that's going to mean that Firefly needs to disengage. Meanwhile, he does lose 8 probes. Losing a lot of workers there at the third base. So once again, we're in a scenario where a lot of workers have gone down for Firefly. Blinkford will grab an additional Stalker here, and this will be a solid hold for Jieshi. But losing that third Nexus is so unfortunate. Triple probe production very quickly replenishes a... very quickly replenishes a low probe count. And finally, this Proxy Dark Shrine will get taken out. Of course, Firefly elected not to take that out earlier in lieu of going for a faster attack on the third Nexus. And he did get punished for it a little bit. He did take a decent amount of probe damage, but I think it was still worthwhile to kill the third base. Pretty much uncontested. Now we're seeing a Pylon warp in aggressively for Firefly here. Jieshi, though, he is once again going for this very big attack. He does have +1 attack. What is the immortal count at for both players? They're both at just a single immortal. So this time it won't be like a 2 immortal, eventually 3 immortal to 0 situation. It is going to be pretty even. However, on this map, if you can force a fight right here, it's going to be a little bit tricky getting that battery overcharge, and you can kind of pick which base you want to go to. Now the scout does come down for Firefly. He sees the army coming from Jieshi, and he does have a couple of sentries. He can slow this army down at the very least. Man, we love to see the hallucinated Colossus from Jieshi. Observer does get taken out, so there's no risk of DTs. Well, actually, Dark Shrine was dead anyway, so definitely no risk of DTs. Firefly does have charge completed, and he is going to have them get on top of his opponent's units, but they're not going to help all that much, and this is a pretty big army from the blue Protoss. He blinks in on top of his opponent, but that means his blink is on cooldown. One of the Immortals does get sniped out. Now, there is a battery overcharge in the background, but charge lot warp, and it is going to head into the natural, and that is most likely going to put Jieshi completely all in. Army supplies are pretty even. There is a small lead for Jieshi, but it is not substantial. Charge lots in the natural, already killing a ton of probes. And Jieshi has to win right now, or he is about to be knocked down to the loser's match. Now, there are 2 Immortals for the red Protoss. Big blink forward will take care of one of them, but this is not going to be able to take care of the other. The Zealots ice skating their way through, and Blink's micro is very nice from Firefly. He's going to blink on top of the War Prism, and he will advance on to the next round. The